Got me a nice little bite on that one. It's a small fish. I want to show you guys my my favorite drop shot setup here in just a little bit. I love this little setup. I like to pitch a drop shot around docks, and that's what I'm doing right now. So hopefully I'll catch some more. This is probably my favorite way to throw a drop shot, pitching it around docks. It's one of my favorite baits to throw around docks. I tend to get a lot of bites, and sometimes I'll get some nice ones too. Little chunky guy there. And I'm pitching on a 1/4 ounce here, a little heavier weight. I want to make sure that I pitch to my target. I call it target shooting. I look for certain targets when I'm pitching. Corner of docks, underneath, if I can get it underneath. Around the sides are really good, and of course the front of the docks, and get around the back of them if I can. All right, guys, I want to show you my setup for drop shotting. I use a 7'1" Okuma EVX rod. It's a medium action. I like a medium action rather than medium light when I'm drop shotting. It's just my preference. I have an Okuma spinning reel here. It's a Helios. And then here's the bread and butter. It's right here. I've got about a 12-inch leader. I'm using a size 1 Gamakatsu Aaron Martin's drop shot hook. These are my favorite drop shot hooks. I got a little swivel tied on, and I've got a 1/4 ounce weight. The reason I tie that on is in case I need to change my weight real quick. Right now I don't have much wind to speak of, so I'm using a 1/4 ounce, just a little ball head one. It's just lead. I'm not using tungsten today. There's no reason to use it. So what I'm doing is I'm just pitching these docks. Now, here's what I'm talking about. The best bait that I've ever used for drop shotting is called a YUM Sharpshooter. This one here particularly is a ghost shad color, so it looks just like a little shad in the water. Now these baits are really oily, so I always wipe them off. That way I can get them on the hook. And I'll show you the way that I set this thing up. Now here's what's cool about this bait. Look at the buoyancy. I mean, you do not have to shake the rod much, and this thing is going to move like crazy. So the way I put it on my hook, I don't always nose hook it. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. Today I haven't been doing that. And if I don't nose hook it, my worm will last me 3 or 4 fish. So I go ahead and thread it on. And that's all I do right there. I pitch it out, shake the rod just a little bit. Again, I let the fish take it, I let him bend my rod, and I just lift, reel, get most of my hook sets that way. Tell you what, guys, this little Gamakatsu hook, man, it sticks them. They have a hard time getting off that hook. The line I'm using real quick, I use Suffix 832 braid. This is 10-pound test. It's that neon lime color or some kind of lime green. I used an 8-pound test. Rarely do I go above 10-pound test on a drop shot with a spinning rod. So I'm using 8-pound test, Seagar and Vizix. Now here's the key for me. Because I'm using this bright yellow line, I don't want that line anywhere near the bait. So I run about a 20 to 25 foot fluorocarbon leader. And that way I can fish this deep and I don't have to worry about them seeing the line. when they're short striking me, what I'll do is I'll take this worm and I'll start cutting it. And I'll try to figure out what size, whether it be 2 inches, 2.5 inches, whatever it is. It's a 4.5 inch worm. Well, today, I don't need to cut it at all. They're so aggressive today. They're just taking it. So, but if you have those days where they're short striking you and they're not really taking it up to the hook, cut that worm a little bit and that'll work. And I have no idea how many fish I've caught today, but it has been a lot. This one here is a good fighter. Could have some size to it, or a little one with an attitude. I think a little one with an attitude. Nice chunky one though. I always like them. Come here. Little fat guys. That's what I call them, the little fat guys. A lot of fun to catch. That's why I love spotted bass so much. You can have a spotted bass that's maybe 1.5 pounds and he'll fight like he's a little 2.5, 3 pounder. They're just a blast to catch. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you haven't tried this sharpshooter, I gotta tell you, I definitely recommend it. The way this bait moves in the water, the buoyancy, like I say, it's the best drop shot bait I've ever used. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. I really appreciate it. I'll talk to you next time.